All right, there we go. Everything good? We all ready?
Yeah, we're doing all right.
All right.
So what's this class?
This class is my communications class.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask you to tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I don't know what you know at this point. I've known your dad a long time,
Yes, sir.
and so we were college roommates and all. He and I both got our business degree, and then he went on to continue to do computers, and I was a youth minister, and then I jumped into this, and so I've been a financial advisor now for about 17 years.
All right.
So, yeah.
What is your daily routine like in your job?
For work or family or both?
Let's do work.
Okay. I work Monday through Thursday,
Okay.
and I tend to take Fridays off and spend that with my wife. But Mondays through Thursdays, I'd say Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I'm in the office between 7:30 and to 8. I get in a little later nowadays, so 7:30 to 8. And then I normally go home unless it's ball game day, but you remember what that's like.
Yes, sir.
If it's not a game day, I'm normally home by 6. And so I do that. And then on Wednesdays, I come in around 9:30 because I have a breakfast date with my wife on Wednesday mornings. And then I work till about 5:30. So,
awesome.
But yeah, pretty simple.
What do you love about your job?
I like the fact that we help people. So we help people navigate how to retire, how to do it on time, how to stay retired. We do a lot of generational wealth. And so imagine it like this. Imagine you have a granddad who's a banker, makes good money. And then he wants to make certain he passes it on to his kids in the most tax efficient way and gives the least amount to Uncle Sam that he has to. And then let's say that dad wants to pass it on to his son and daughter. I don't know any kind of stories like this.
Right.
But he probably wants to do the same thing and do it in a tax efficient way.
Right.
To where, because you pay taxes on it when you earn the money. You don't want to then have to pay tax because you died.
Right.
And then your kids have to pay taxes all along the way and then not pay taxes again when they die. So there are ways to go about making certain that you navigate to where you earn money, you can continue to have plenty to live on, but pay the right amount of taxes without overpaying. And that way you leave some for your family, because it's really easy to see about 45% of your wealth go away at death, because some people call it the death tax.
Right.
But there are ways to do that. And then the other thing is that sometimes, let's say like a grandparents don't get divorced, but their kids do. You don't want the inheritance from grandma and grandpa to go to the ex-spouse.
Yeah.
You want it to stay in the family.
Right.
So it doesn't mean that we don't love that person. It just means that was not the intended person from the grandparent or great-grandparent or however. So we do a lot of generational wealth planning. And that's the fun thing, is making certain that whatever your goal is, what you want to be done with that money, we do it. We do a lot of weddings. Believe it or not, those are expensive.
Yeah.
Or first houses, and so that's our thing, is tell me what your goal is. Tell me what you want to do. I want to show you how we can finance it. So that's the fun part.
What do you enjoy least about your job?
Butt heads.
Right. I don't doubt it.
So every once in a while, the longer you do a job, the fewer of these you have. Okay. But some people are just butts. At this point, I've got like one client in my entire book that I work with that every time he calls, I know he's going to be a turd. Everybody else is wonderful. Okay. Right. And when you do it in the beginning, you have to take all kinds of people. But the longer you do it, you can be choosier and pickier about who you work with. And so you'll find that as you do it longer, you like it more, because you don't take those people anymore.
Right, and you don't have to.
No.
Uh, how did you get to where you are now?
I'm really regimented typically with my time schedule. And
Mhm.
so I only take schedules and do appointments at certain times a day. And then
Okay.
I do phone calls. I'm very regimented. This time is only for phone calls. And
Right.
so I think having a good time management allows you to push through and get everything done that you need to get done. And it
Okay.
allows you to be more successful. But I believe time management is a monster big deal.
Awesome. Uh, what advice do you have for someone who wants to be a financial advisor?
I tell you, one, talk to somebody who does it. Figure out
Right.
what they do. I do believe that what you study is important. There are
Mhm.
certain degrees that I think are more beneficial than others. A lot of people will tell you finance. Finance is not a good degree to do what I do. Um, you're much better off in like an international business class. You're much better off on an econ or having a sales degree. Those are all much better. I would tell you, international business is by far the best degree you can have for what I do. Because if you can understand international economies and the way they intersect with each other and the way currency transactions take place, it makes a huge difference in understanding the global economy. And studying finance, because I harp on finance because so many people think, oh, I'll go into finance. That makes sense since you're a financial advisor. But finance is typically better if you want to help run a business because they're talking about balance sheets. They're talking about keeping it balanced. Okay, how do we budget and run our company? That's what a finance degree tends to do, which is great, but it's not what I do. I want to know about global economies, not about this one business. So
Okay.
I would tell you, if you want to do what I do, it's better to understand business worldwide than just one local.
Sweet. I'll definitely take that into consideration.
So,
Um,
yes, sir.
what should I be doing now in college to succeed in the financial industry?
Okay. So if you want to do what I do, you need to do sales.
Okay.
Okay. You've got to go get a job doing selling. I don't care what. Uh, it, just to get you the experience of working with people, learning how to navigate and rebuttal. Because most of us, our natural reaction when somebody is trying to tell us to do something is, oh, well, I'm not going to do that. Okay.
Hmm.
Even if it's the best idea on the planet,
Right.
just because you said it, I'm more likely to be no before I say yes. So learning how to go, okay, why are you saying no? Are you saying no just because that's your natural reaction? Or are you saying no because you have a legit reason? If you have a legit reason, are you misunderstanding me? Are we having a communication breakdown? Or am I misunderstanding you and not answering your problem?
Right.
So I would encourage you, find a sales job so that you can learn how to talk to people and how to hear people, because it's really important to learn what are people saying, because so often they say more with fewer words. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Um, I just got two more questions for you.
Okay.
Uh, was there a class you took in college that really prepared you for to be a financial advisor?
I tell you, the two classes that probably helped me the most was statistics.
Okay.
Because of what I do, we live on statistics and math. So stat was a wonderful class. The other was every single international business class I took, I helped me tremendously with understanding. A great example, I'll bring, what kind of phone are we doing this on?
I'm doing Apple, I assume.
You're doing an Apple. Now, is that an American company?
It is. Yes, sir.
Okay, but where is the glass that Apple uses for that made?
China.
You're right. But where is the board for the
The mother.
semiconductors?
China.
Those are out of Taiwan.
Oh, Taiwan.
Okay. And if you were to look at the guts of that Apple American-made phone, you would
Right.
find probably 50 or 100 different company or countries were touched. And it was because China has more lithium than anybody right now. But these people do this better, but this group does this. And if you can understand why that country is more or better designed because of the way their governance is, or because of the way their taxations are, or because of the way their people are and the way their people tend to work and think, then you can understand why is Apple doing business the way they are. And do I see where Apple, you know what? I think they're in a good place to be more profitable because I understand how all the stuff behind the name Apple is taking place. Okay.
Right.
So I would tell you all of your international business courses that you can take to just better understand countries that aren't US, because
Right.
you're naturally going to understand how an American thinks. But it's important to understand, but how does a German think? Or what about all that mining that's done to make that phone in Africa? And understanding how those governances work to export those products so that Apple can have what's in your hand. So I'll tell you, international business, you won't know it until you're doing it, how big a difference it makes, but it really helps you understand global economies.
I'll definitely take
Sorry,
that.
I know I keep harping on that one, but it
No,
really is huge.
no. When you said that, I hadn't even thought about that because I know that I don't know if you personally do overseas transactions or not, but I can definitely see where that comes into play, 100%.
Well, and I know at one time, Coca-Cola, okay, roughly 84% of their business at one time was overseas or outside the US,
Yeah, I believe
but
it's
they're
like
based out of Atlanta.
really.
Yeah. So are they an American company if 84% of their business is outside of the United States?
I mean, I wouldn't say so.
I think it's a good question.
Right.
But can they maintain their same profit levels or increase them? And so that's why I just say it's really important to understand the way other businesses perform. It will also help you understand what's the likelihood of a Honda ever declaring bankruptcy. Well, probably not real strong if you look at the way they're intertwined in the Japanese government.
Right.
Okay. And Japanese law is so drastically different from American law. Heck, I think understanding international economies helps me understand Louisiana, which Louisiana is on the French accounting scale and on the French law system, whereas the other 49 states are on the English. But it's why estate processing, if you were to have a family member die in Louisiana, it's a completely different process than the other 49 states because it's on the French accounting and the French law system. But having that international understanding helps you go, okay, I get it a little more, because French is just very different from English, the way they do life.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So, yeah.
All right. What opportunity?
I guess I threw you for a curve. You weren't expecting that one, were you?
No, sir. I didn't even know that Louisiana was on a different financial law. I had no idea.
They just, the federal laws are the same, but all
Okay.
of the state and local are based off of the French law system. It's very much the same in Canada. Quebec is all, I joke that Quebec is the Louisiana of Canada because it was a French province for so long that it is based on the French systems, whereas the others are based off of the English.
That's
So,
cool.
Real important. Don't die in Louisiana. It really jacks up everything.
All right. What opportunities helped you to get you where you are now?
So I was a minister before I did that. I think that was one of the most beneficial things I ever did. I've often argued there are three areas that people are most sensitive about, where they get really, really offended easily: politics, money, and religion.
Right.
Okay. Well, I've done two of them. but I think it really helped me navigate how to have really intimate conversations, because there are a few things more intimate than talking about somebody's personal money and going, hey, Seth, so how much money do you make? Or how much do you have saved? Or, well, are you on track? Ooh, you're kind of in a spot, aren't you? Those are not
Right.
natural conversations that most people have. But if you can learn how to do that with your religion, then honestly, I think the money side's a lot easier to say than, hey, you going to hell?
Right.
That's bad.
Yeah.
But being able to talk to people and learning how to hear, which so many times, I mean, you've got a sister. How many times have you said something and she heard one thing, but you meant something? I thought I was saying this, and she's going, no, you said. You go, no, I didn't.
Right. Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yes, sir.
So I would tell you, anything you can do to force yourself into positions to hear people, okay? And that's why I say getting into a sales job, even if it's working at Best Buy or selling cars at a dealership, or but selling to where you have to hear them and go, okay. And I'll use Best Buy for an example. Somebody comes in and they want a radio, and you're going,